So first of all, I'd like to just thank NursePreneurs for being here with us today. And to start off, I'd love to talk a little bit about your backgrounds, reasons why you chose to go into nursing, and how that translated over into real estate and that decision that you guys made. Fran, I'll be off to you first.
So my name's Fran. I've been a nurse for almost 4 years now in October. I joined nursing because I wanted to help people, and it translates into real estate because I'm also helping investors achieve their goal. I do med surg, tele, I float, I go to every unit within the hospital, just helping out. And I treat people in the most vulnerable moments. And then with real estate, I also meet people that have a financial goal and they need to be educated on how to use money that they have either saved or in a retirement account that they want to grow so that they can enjoy their life later on.
I think that's wonderful, right? That there is a translatable skill right there. There has to be a way to talk to them about what they're going through. And same thing with investments, right? Because being investors, there's going to be moments that there might be not such great news, right? And you have to be able to tell them and kind of guide them through that process. So I think that that skill is so important. Pat, please introduce yourself.
So my name is Panklad Tran. I'm a nurse practitioner. I started my nursing career in 2011. Actually, I'm starting from the ground up as a CNA. I went back to school, get my LPN, my RN, my BSN, my master, and I got my doctorate degree in nursing during pandemic in 2021. So like I start from the ground up. Nursing is one of my passions is to care for others, just like Fran said. That's when you walk into nursing career, one of the first thing that we have in common is passion to care for others. So same thing now, circle back to real estate. We start from the ground up to, as the multifamily, as a single family, we start from, knowing little about real estate until, we join multifamily. We get to meet with so many wonderful people that willing to share the knowledge, willing to guide you to the right directions. That's how we met as a nursepreneur. We share the same value. We nurses, we know our pain point, we know what we do every day. Actually, in nursing school, they don't teach you how to invest. They only teach you how to work, care for patient, and what you're gonna do with your money. They don't teach you that. You will see Nancy Fran, I will always see like nurses who in their 60s and still working, oh my God, like 5 days a week, every day, and there's no investment. They don't invest in anything. So we want to change that. We want to be like the we call powerhouse. We want to be that person for them that we can guide them, in every step of the way, what their goals, we want to make sure that we guide them to that financial freedom. Nancy Fran and I always say we want nurses to work because they want to work, not because they have to work. Because when you have to work, when you have to do something, you forgot that passion that you have, why you want to go into nursing. So I want to be that drive for nurses to do something different and to take care of their financial health as well.
I could see how after working so many years and dedicating your life to caring for others, it has to be such a hard, like you said, there's no education, right? No one's teaching you how to invest your money. And nurses, they do pretty well for themselves, right? And I mean, that's fantastic because you guys are God's angels on earth, right? Like you guys are caring for people in their most vulnerable moments. But at some point, when you retire, you want to be able to say, maybe I still want to work, but I want to work for 1 or 2 times a day, but not have to worry about bills or anything racking up, and not being able to survive on my own. And so you guys really are providing that education for so many other nurses to have that financial freedom and have that become a reality. Being able to just simply go into work because you want to be there to care for others and not worry about, okay, what am I going to do for my rent is due. What am I going to do? What am I going to, do I have money for groceries? Those are all real problems that, as a community they face.
Nursing is already stressful. You don't want to go to work and stress about your financial health. You want to be able to focusing on what you love to do. Yeah. So that's
and
very good.
For then you guys to understand that pain point, right? Because you are day in and day out actively doing that job. You guys understand as nurses the amount of care that you guys put into other people. you need to be able to do that for yourself as well. So Nancy, please, I would love for you to introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Jahaida and Eric, for having us. My name's Nancy. I have been a registered nurse for 12 years already. Unlike Pat, I had no ambition to go into nurse practitioner or anything else because I knew how much time you had to invest and how much time you would it would take to get to your doctorates, and not also that, but how many hours you would have to put in, and just the return on your investment was not going to be there. Because Pat, I love you, nothing against you, right? But you work so hard. Nurse practitioners especially work so hard. They have to put in so much hours, and they're not a 9 to 5. Well, they are supposed to be a 9 to 5, but they end up working a lot so much. So I knew since the beginning that I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do a lot more in nursing. But I went into nursing. One of my aunts is a nurse. So I saw that she was a nurse. She would make good money. She was able to care for other people. And, that's my biggest passion, being able to take care of other people. I got introduced to real estate by my amazing husband, Abraham. He's like, you need to read this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I read that book, and that's where my life changed. I realized that I had no assets. I thought my home, that was the first thing that I did 1 year into nursing. I went and I bought my primary home. I always grew up renting, so that was something that I always wanted. I want to have my own home so that I don't have to be moving around. I wanted the American dream. I had a career, a college career. I had a home. I was making good money. I was comfortable. I had good cars. I didn't have to worry about anything else. I had food. I could go on vacations every now and then whenever I would put in extra time and request the time off. And whenever I would get it approved, I could go on a vacation. But I realized that it doesn't have to be like that. You can use real estate to leverage your nursing income and not have to depend on that paycheck to be able to go on a vacation, or not have to depend on whether your management is going to approve your time off or not. You get your assets to pay for your liabilities. Going on vacation is a liability. Sorry, but it is. Having a primary home is a liability as well. So after I read that book, and the more that I was hanging out with Abraham and learning from him, I knew that I wanted to do real estate, and it was the avenue that I wanted to invest my hard-earned money in. So we decided to do travel nursing in order to maximize our income. We did travel nursing for about 5.5 years. We put our head down, we worked our butt off, no time off, missing holidays, missing birthdays, missing family events. But we knew we had a goal, right? It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes money to make more money and to reach the level of time freedom that you want to achieve, right? It takes all of this also to achieve generational wealth, because I know us as nursepreneurs, we're not just doing it for us, we're doing it for our families as well. Fran is about to have a baby, right? So she's thinking about that baby boy and what she wants to leave for him, the legacy that she wants to leave for him and for any other future children that she might have. Because I think out of the three of us, she'll have the most. And, so she wants to, we want to be able to do that. I want to have children of my own. And, I have my niece and my nephew and my cousins, right? I want to give them a better life. I want to show them that it's possible, not just because we're first generations, right? Because nobody in our family knows anything about investing. Everybody rents, nobody owns, right? Nobody really has a college career other than me. So I want to make sure that they know that it's possible, right? There's no limits, only the ones that you put on yourself, right? So we want to be able to inspire other nurses to do the same thing, to use their hard-earned money, put it into real estate, and watch it grow and work for them.
And it's so wonderful that you mentioned that, right? Being the first person in your family to go to college, to have your own home, right? Like you own that home, you're not renting anymore. And these are all just standards that you start placing that your nieces and nephews are gonna see, and they're gonna be like, okay, I also want to go to school. I also want to own my own properties. I want to be a multimillionaire like my Thea, right? It's such an inspiring position that you are in that you're not even aware of, right? Until you're really there saying like, wow, I'm impacting not only my life, but my family's life. So I would love for either one of you guys to answer this, but I would like to know, how did NursePreneurs, like, how was it born? How did that baby just pop?
So I saw Nancy for the first time on a podcast. She's doing exactly what I want to do. My whole life, I've always had mentors through high school, through college. I feel like it is so important to see the life that you want to live and then have somebody that's already doing that so that they can guide you in the right direction. For the past 3.5 years, my job's always like, you need to find a mentor. And I look everywhere within the hospital, educators, NPs, the business administrators. And I'm like, you guys are just not doing it for me. That I saw Nancy on a podcast and I'm like, she's who I want to talk to. So I hit her up and she was so welcoming. We met down in Peak and it was just like sparks flew. We literally like just connected and she feels like my sister. And then we met Pat. She's like, you need to meet this other nurse that's here at Peak too. And literally the three of us linked together and then never broke. For the next like 4 days that we were down in Orlando, we did everything together. You just know, when you know, you know.
And I think this partnership is so beautiful, especially because I had the opportunity to meet you guys in person and just see how you guys interact. And it's so seamless. It really does feel like you guys have been doing this for decades together. And I don't know if it's because you guys have similar backgrounds. I don't know if it's because you guys have similar values, but I can tell you that it is an energy that you feel that just feels very synchronized. And it's absolutely beautiful, at least from my side, watching from the outside. It has to be challenging because you guys are nurses, so that's a lot of responsibility in itself. But what challenges do you guys feel like you're facing transitioning from traditional nursing, right, to now starting your own businesses?
I think one of the challenging that we all facing, that we three of us still have W-2 jobs. We come from corporate world. Now we are, open our own business. We are here together. We're doing it together. So mindset is number one. And I think we know how to learn how to shift our mindset to nothing that we cannot do. If we put our mind to it, right? We know like what we want. We know what our goals. We know what we share the same value. We know this is it. We're not just nursepreneurs, but we are family. Like we look at each other, like, we can call each other out if somebody, do something that we think that they need to do something different. So we're not afraid to do that. I think that's what family should do. And this is the culture that we want to create. We're in here for a long run. So one thing is that challenging at first is the mindset. Like Nancy mentioned, I'm climbing up the clinical ladder. I think, oh my God, I got what I want. I got my doctorate degree, but it's just not it. I still don't feel that satisfaction. So the mindset that I need to shift, that's one thing that's challenging at first. But we, learn as we go. We help each other out. So that's the beauty part of it.
Another thing that is challenging is the time, right? Since we all have our W-2, we have to work together to coordinate, to find a time where we can actually work, meet, and plan ahead and strategize for our business. But we've been making it work. A month in advance, we already look at our schedule. What's our schedule going to be for next month? And we have a calendar where the three of us go and we enter our available dates, and then we just find a day that the three of us can meet and make it work. Somehow, one way or another, we stretch our days and make it work.
I'm curious how a normal month or a normal week within the Nursepreneurs looks like. Like, how how are you guys able to balance that nurse W-2 along with your real estate investing business as well? Because I could imagine it's hard.
So we definitely prioritize our business because we go to work and we get paid for whatever hours we put in. With this, we get we don't get paid. We'll probably get paid in the long run, through our efforts and our investments. But first, we have to put in the effort. And us three, we acknowledge that what we're doing is very important to us. So we definitely set the time aside. We have weekly meetings, and then we have a group meeting that is beyond just Pat, myself, and Nancy. And we definitely hold ourselves accountable to making it. And if we don't, then we definitely catch each other up, watch recordings. But we always make sure that we're all on the same page at any given moment.
Another thing that we always do is prioritize thing, which one that should be done first, second, or third. Like Eric mentioned, we have busy schedules, and our schedule is, I would say, similar but not similar. Sometimes we have to meet before Nancy go to bed, which is like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Sometimes we meet when Nancy's up, or like when Fran and I done with work. So we prioritize things. We always make it work. Like I say, mindset is important. If we know that we have our goal and we know that we, running toward our goals, and we'll make everything works together, three of us.
I saw a post today that said you have to be realistic about the life that you want to live. But by that, you have to make sure that your daily habits are aligning with the life that you want to live. So we are definitely moving in the right direction of setting a goal and making sure that our daily habits are moving in that direction.
Absolutely. I think that the social media content is just, it speaks about itself, right? I know you guys are very heavy on socials. You guys are very heavy on posting and reaching out to people, different teams and all. Nancy, I know that you are a networking queen. So I'm curious as to what advice you would give to other nurserpreneurs that are looking to be in that same position, right? Because like what Jahira mentioned before, you're being a leader for your family, but now you're starting to see a lot more people outside of your family network, look towards you for advice or, guidance and sort of like a mentorship role, right? So what advice would you give to other nurserpreneurs that are looking to be in the position that you are now or that you will be in the future as well?
Get uncomfortable. Oh my God, that's like the best thing that I can tell other nurses because we're very comfortable. I mean, we get paid very well. I complain about our pay. I still complain about our pay, but compared to other professions or other people, we do get paid very well, right? And we're comfortable with that. I mean, we work in a hospital, 12-hour shifts. Yes, they're long, but it's just 3 shifts a week that we have to work. So we have a lot of free time. And we choose sometimes to not pick up extra. I know before Abraham came into my life, I would work by 3 shifts and I'm done, right? If I wanted to go on a vacation, then I would pick up extra shifts to have enough money for that vacation, right? But for the most part, my 3 days and I'm done. And then I have 4 days out of the week to do whatever it is that I want to do. So get uncomfortable. Like I said, we are very comfortable just working 3 shifts. We work inside a hospital with AC. It's not hot. You're not sweating. Get uncomfortable. Be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Another thing I want to put the message out there to nurses, and we know because we nurses, stop procrastinating things. I don't want you guys to get to the point that I should have done this earlier. I should have done this 2 years from now, 3 years from now. You're gonna get into a situation that you feel like it's too late. So I don't want nurses to get to that point and look back and said, what if I should have done this earlier? So this is a message I want to send out there because like Nancy said, nurses, we get too comfortable with what we do on a daily basis. And that's why, that's the routine for nurses and everybody like similar because, we nurses, we know how nurses function. Like Nancy said, I'm going to claim it, Fran, again, that Nancy said the best time to invest was yesterday. The second best time is today. So yes. So get uncomfortable, like Nancy said, stop procrastinating. look back what your future will be like. You don't have to rely on the W-2 jobs.
Just really quick, I'll use me as an example. I've been a nurse for 12 years, and I was just having a conversation with a nurse the other night, and I was telling him, like, I've been in real estate for 5 years, a little bit over 5 years, and I'm at a point where I can work PRN as needed. I don't even have to work the 3 shifts anymore. I choose to work the 3 shifts, 4 shifts, because I want to keep investing, right? Because I have a bigger goal than just, Abraham and I. So I choose to work more, but I don't have to. And it's because I've been investing my nursing income for 5 years. So I was telling this nurse, I'm like, imagine if somebody would have told me this when I became a nurse, a baby nurse, when I was 1 year into nursing, instead of purchasing my home, if I would have saved that money and started investing in real estate. So I would have been much more ahead. So don't be Nancy. Don't wait. Start now and get uncomfortable and stop procrastinating.
As a nurse with the least amount of experience, I feel like I knew as soon as I graduated college that I needed to buy real estate because I saw how hard my parents worked, and I barely saw my parents growing up because they worked from the morning to the night. I spent most of the time either at school, and then from there I'd go to a babysitter and I'd get picked up at night. And my first trip to Disney World was with my babysitter. And that's just like not the life that I want for my child. So investing into real estate allows me to spend more time at home because then I have my assets cover my liability. So I want to continue to invest in real estate. My first home was a duplex, so I have my tenants pay 80% of my mortgage, but eventually, like, I want to move out, do it again. I want to invest in multifamily so that I get the passive income so that I don't have to work extra shifts. And if I want to put my son into any kind of sport, I can actually go and see him, spend time, go on his vacations with him, because I don't want somebody else to be spending the time that literally belongs to me. Like, because as a family, like, I want to be there to support and also be present, not just throw money at problems, but be present in my family's life.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for answering that so proficiently. Something that I want to go back to that Pat said as well is just being able to show people that you can work because you want to and actually help people and make an impact like you ladies are, and not because you have to. I think that's going to be an amazing title for this podcast itself, because I think that's a really big takeaway from you guys that I'm getting personally.
A little bit like an inner look of myself. I personally didn't start thinking of doing anything beyond the nonprofit work that I was doing until I had my daughter, right? Because just like you, I don't want someone else raising my child. I want to raise my child. So far as, taking it to that level of being like, I want to be so present in her life because they are ours, right? Like we spend 9 months making them, and then to think like, okay, they come out and I'm going to give them to a stranger that I don't even really know for like the full day to go work someone else's business. I'm working for someone else's dream, right? And very similar, being nurses, someone owns that hospital, right? And someone's benefiting from you being there. And to think that you're going to say, hey, you know what? I'd rather do this 80% of the time, or do this only 50% of the time, and spend a big majority of my time with my family, with my children, with my friends, right? Even just that, being able to choose how we use our own time is so important, because we only have one life, right? We're only here one time, and being able to be present is a gift. One that I think sometimes we take, as you can tell, for granted. You guys recently had your first conference, right, in New Jersey. I would love to hear how that went. I saw the contents. I saw the pen. I think those are the cutest little things I've ever seen in my life. I am envious I did not get to go and take a pen for myself. So yeah, the swag. I need swag. I might not be a nurse, but I might have to like buy a shirt and a pen from you guys. Look at those. Those are so amazing. Tell us a little bit about this conference. What it meant to you guys as your first ever conference, because I know there's more to come.
So we had the first conference here in Jersey. I put a whole bunch of posters everywhere, all over the hospital, and we had a good turnout. I feel like a lot of people that did sign up didn't show up for their own personal reasons, but for those that did, we thank you. And, you know, there's nurses out there that are willing to take a chance and that are willing to change their life. And we want to be there to support them and to educate them, because what we went through was paying for a mentorship, thousands of dollars, and so much time that we spent, you know, going to these conferences to learn what we learn. So we want to just give that for free to the nurses that want to work with us, and to the nurses that, you know, just want to be educated on a different way of making money without having to work so hard. So we definitely want to pay that forward. And we had a good turnout, and, you know, we have plans coming up, and because of that event, you know, our name is out there and people now see me throughout the hospital and they're like, oh, you do real estate? So it's a conversation starter now. And it definitely got me like outside of my box in my little bubble, because at first I was so shy. I didn't know like how to present, you know, I'm going into real estate, because I was so fixated on just being a nurse. Like, I'm just a nurse. I'm just a nurse that comes here, I do my 12-hour shifts and I go home. So it's like stepping into another role. Having this conference definitely brought me out of my shell. And for a little second there, I was having like imposter syndrome. But now I know, like, I am a nurse who also invests. I'm not just a nurse.
Yeah, so we're focusing actually on quality, not quantity. You know, we like appreciate, like I said, everybody that comes and enjoy the time that we chat about real estate and outside of nursing. So we chat about things that, you know, that bring us together in real estate. What is the takeaway? What we learn, what we want to give away. And this is free. It's a free get together. It's the, you know, and it's many more to come, like you said. We have planned in September, gonna be in Vegas during TravCon, which is a conference for nurses as well. So we're gonna be opening up our booth there to share the real estate experience, to wanna educate nurses outside, do things outside, not just in nursing, but outside nursing, which is real estate, to create generation wealth. So we wanna put out the message out there. Like I said, you know, we focus on the quality times that we spend with everyone that we met in person. And we're excited to continue doing this on a regular basis.
Yes, we had an amazing event in New Jersey. We were nervous, right? We didn't know who was going or if anybody was going to show up at all. But, you know, I told the girls, like, it's okay, we got this. You know, whoever does show up is somebody who is motivated and who is willing and who wants to. And we can only do so much, right? We would love to be able to reach to every nurse and to help every nurse and to bring in every nurse to our meetups, to our webinars, to sign up for our newsletters. But we can only do so much. You know, we cannot help those who do not want to be helped, unfortunately. We can only, you know, continue to give, be go-givers, and be available for whenever they are ready, because eventually they will, right? Eventually somebody will. It's just planting those seeds and making sure that we are consistent and that we continue to provide them with valuable information. But we had a really good time at our event, and like the girls mentioned, we'll be in Vegas in September, so hopefully more nurses can meet us there as well.
I was just going to ask you the name of the event, and if you guys, well, I'm sure we'll get the date, unless you know the date right now. That way we can make sure we plug it in to just a little snippet in there and be like, hey, if you guys want to find the NursePreneurs, there will be there on this date, this place, go find them.
So we're attending TravCon. It's the Travelers Conference, and they attract many healthcare professionals that are traveling or aspiring to travel. So, it's nurses, respiratory therapists, physical therapies, you name it, anybody in the healthcare profession. So we don't just cater to nurses. We want to be able to help all healthcare professionals as well.
It's September 22nd from 7 to 9 p.m. and it's going to be at Brew Dog in Las Vegas.
See the QR code, on our screen. That will take you straight to our webinar. We're holding monthly webinar and we would like to connect with you guys, and you'll learn more about real estate, multifamily in specific, and love to connect with you all. So scan the QR code.
Make sure you go find the NursePreneurs, because they are going to give you guys not only some awesome pens, but some really great opportunities to learn about real estate investing and how you guys can buy back your freedom. Typically, I would ask guests, how did investing change your life? But I'm going to switch it up a little bit today. And I would love for you guys to tell me, what do you guys see, or what does the future hold for NursePreneurs? If you could do everything and nothing could stray you, nothing could go wrong, where would you be?
NursePreneur as a group, we'd love to continue to invest in real estate and change as many healthcare professional lives as we possibly can. Like we've been saying, we want people that want this for themselves. So, as many people that are willing to put in the work with us, we'd love to bring everybody, on with us. And the goal is to go passive. I want to make as much money passively and just enjoy my time doing what I love.
We still want to be nursepreneurs that doing for the helping nurses do a greater good. Like Nancy always said, we just want to touch one nurse, one healthcare professional at a time, and we're happy just to change one life. So we want to be continue consistency being there for nurses and healthcare professionals that need to learn more about real estate, expand the knowledge. We continue to provide free webinar. And we want to be, rich and famous, right? Our goal is be rich and famous, nursepreneur. We want to be able to enjoy our time without.
That's funny because when I reached out to Nancy, I'm like, you are the Kim Kardashian of real estate, just for nurses though. So we want to be that.
Yes, we want to be rich and famous. That's our goal. And we will be rich and famous. That's our goal. So we want to be able to take vacation together, take our family on vacation without have to, rely on the PTO that we have limited. I want to be able to go, spend time with my mom. I want to take Nancy and Fran to my hometown. I want to be enjoying our time there without to worry about, monies and, thing that could have gone wrong if we on vacation. So that's our goal. And we want to do that together. So that's the goal of NursePreneur, help one nurse and healthcare professional at a time, stay connect and be there for whoever need us.
The girls covered it all. So what I see for nursepreneurs in the future and when nothing's going to go wrong, right? What I see is us changing lives, nurses' lives, healthcare professional lives, changing our families' history as well. And whenever any nurse hears Nancy, Fran, or Pat, they know and they think nursepreneur, right? I see us also hosting events at a much larger scale, all over the United States, not just in our home state. And yeah, I see us doing that.
Actually, we want to go international too. I want to be able to take you all to Thailand and, provide education in Thailand in my hometown. That's my big goal. I have not shared with the ladies yet, but I know that we all share the same value. So I think that, we have to dream big and go big. So that's our goal.
By the way, just a quick snippet. Thailand is like my dream place to go.
Let's go, girl. Let's go.
Dream place to go. So if I can be an honorary nursepreneur, I can hold the pens and booklets for you guys.
Hey, let's go. We'll take you.
We're going next year, by the way. So
we're going next year.
if it's something that you're interested in.
Erica might be missing for
Hint, hint, Eric.
I might be missing.
I love it.
No,
Only girls, though.
Yes.
Only girls.
I've been telling Jahaira, she's like, I need her to take some alone time, you know? I need her to take some well needed because it's not easy. It's not easy being a mother, you know? And it's just like what you guys ladies are doing as well, just being entrepreneurs additional to that. It's a lot. So I think it definitely well deserved.
I do want to shout out to the guys though. My partner Kevin, Pat's partner True, Nancy's partner Abraham, and you, Eric, because honestly, without you guys, like it's hard. And I'm able to go to TravCon because he's gonna stay back with the baby. But like those are the sacrifices that we're each making for one another within our relationships that's helping us thrive. So definitely like shout out to our partners for allowing us to put in the time and be where we are.
Definitely. They're NursePreneurs #1 supporters, so.
Absolutely. He was making the effort too. He was on running on zero sleep that time when we met up. So I respected him for that so much.
So thank you guys so much for spending some time here with us today at Synergy and Multifamily. It's been such a pleasure to host Nursepreneurs here. I am grateful to call you guys friends, and I can't wait to see everything I know you guys are going to accomplish.
Thank you so much for having us, guys. It was our pleasure, absolute pleasure to be here and spend some time with you.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it.
Likewise, guys. I will
Eric, come on. Let's do it together.
This will be the cover photo.
Somebody like this. Ready? Go
ladies. Thank you for your time and continue doing what you're doing. We have Blackbridge Capital Partners support all the way, and whatever it is that we can do to help you guys along, you know, feel free to reach out.
Yeah,
same. You know, if you need us for anything, we're here for you guys as well.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that, guys.